Hi, and welcome to the Battery Shop. Some vehicles like this Ford Escape have their 12-volt start-in battery tucked up underneath the windshield wiper cowling. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's there for crash protection, weight transfer, things like that. And although replacing a battery in a vehicle like this is fairly straightforward, there are a few extra steps you're going to have to take. But before you begin, always check with the original equipment manufacturer's step-by-step instructions to make sure you have everything you need, you don't forget anything, and you can safely replace a battery in a vehicle like this. So let's get started. With your gloves and safety glasses on, the first step is to disconnect the negative battery cable from the firewall. You'll need your 13mm wrench for that. Now, using a shop rag or some tape, isolate the negative battery cable end to keep it from contacting any metal as we change the battery. The next step is to remove the battery cover. Next, remove the air cleaner cover. Now we can remove the air cleaner. Now we can remove the lower airbox assembly. Next, remove the wire loom grommets. And move the wiring out of the way. The next step is to remove the positive battery cable, and you'll need your 10mm socket for that. And now we can bring the front of the battery box down. Next, remove the battery's hold-down bracket. You'll need your 10mm wrench for that. Now we can slide the battery forward and disconnect the negative battery cable. Again, you'll need your 10mm wrench for that. A lot of vehicles today have a battery monitoring system attached to the negative battery terminal to control how aggressively the alternator charges the battery based on the electrical demands of the vehicle. Now we can remove the old battery from the vehicle. Now we can install the new battery. And using a wire brush, gently clean any corrosion off of the battery terminals and the battery cable ends. Next, reinstall the negative battery cable onto the negative battery terminal and retighten the nut to 5 Newton meters. The next step is to slide the battery all the way back into the battery's box and reinstall the hold-down bracket and tighten the nuts to 8 Newton meters. Now we can reinstall the front of the battery box and the positive battery cable and retighten the nut to 5 Newton meters. The next step is to reposition the wiring harness. Next, reinstall the lower air cleaner assembly. and tighten the bolts to 5 Newton meters. And now we can reinstall the air filter. And the air filter cover. Now we can reinstall the battery cover and the negative battery cable. And retighten the nut to 23 Newton meters. And we're done.